Greetings, my name is Milo Pierwola, and today I'm reviewing the Oboz Wind River 3 backpacking boot. This is the boot that I have on right now. And this is actually a huge honor for me because in 2013, I started reviewing outdoor products, and the Oboz Wind River 2 was actually the first boot that I ever reviewed. And in the hundreds of shoe reviews that I've had since, I've consistently returned to the Oboz Wind River 2 until I literally walked my way through it. So to be able to do this review on the Wind River 3 is a huge honor, especially as an ambassador of Oboz. The Oboz Wind River 3 is a heavy-duty backpacking boot, but without the weight. It's actually quite light. The Wind River 2 I have taken to everywhere from glaciers to jungles, the mountains of Wyoming, Costa Rica, beaches, and it held up in every environment. So this next generation is really exciting because I can see that they have already made improvements on it, and just taking it out for the couple of hikes that I had, I can already tell this thing's going to be on my foot for the foreseeable future. The first thing that I'd like to talk about is the outer construction and the materials. So as you can see on the outside, you have nubuck leather, which is ultra tough and waterproof, and sewn directly into that is a mesh material that is overlaid on a full inside bootie. And this mesh material is designed so that for water vapor, it allows it to pass, because water vapor is gas, so the molecules are really small. But the molecules of water, liquid, stick together, and so liquid water is not able to permeate the surface from the outside, but as your foot warms up and it causes the moisture on your foot to evaporate, that evaporation can exit through the shoe and keeps your foot dry. In addition to the inherent waterproof properties of the materials, there's also a durable waterproof finish that coats the shoe before it's sent out to you, which means anytime that liquid hits the surface, it'll actually bead because it's hydrophobic. The other thing I want to point out is the massive toe rubber. I always destroy my shoes starting at the toe, and I'm really happy to see that it covers a very large area over here. In addition to that, the nubuck leather covers the front of the laces, which is an area that I've actually seen quite a bit of wear on my shoes as well. So the next thing I want to talk about is the way that the shoe is shaped. Back over here, you could see right from the back that it has a very narrow Achilles tendon area, and this is also very tough. It's got a cord inner over here, and this keeps the ankle incredibly steady and tight, especially when you're walking over wobbly rocks with a lot of weight on your foot. And then the front of the shoe is very wide, and this is important because as you hike, your toes actually spread over time. So when you put your shoe on in the morning, it's going to feel completely different at the end. And then in addition to that, I have what's called hammer toe, which means the way that my foot grows, it causes my knuckle to come out to the side, and it causes my foot to be wider. So it's really hard for me to find shoes that are comfortable, and Oboz have consistently been shoes that accommodate for that and allow me to hike without having intense pain with every step. One immediate difference that you'll notice between the Wind River 2 and the Wind River 3 is that there is a lack of a strap that attaches the ankle to the laces. So as you're lacing, you're actually going to be bringing this cord over here and then tightening it up, and this causes the back of the shoe to pull into the ankle and really lock that heel in the back. And the reason that I think it's an improvement is because the strap on the outside on the Wind River 2 actually got a little bit of wear and tear, and sometimes there was reviewers who said that it broke. So to not see the strap out there where it can get caught and where it can get that wear and tear is actually a huge improvement. The Wind River 3 on the inside has a proprietary O-Fit insole. It's constructed with 3 different densities of EVA foam, and you can see that over here on the bottom when it's colored differently. The back is the toughest, and this you can see really cups your heel and locks it into place. Over here, where the foot bends the most, you have a more flexible material. And then right here on the foot, you see, right on the ball of the foot, you see a little pad. And this is extra soft so that every single time you land on those jagged rocks or whatever you're walking on, it provides extra cushioning so that at the end of the day, it all accumulates and you just don't feel as tired as you would in other shoes. The next part of the boot I'll talk about is the midsole, which is found above the outer sole and underneath the sole on the inside. And the midsole is a really tough kind of material that almost acts like a shank, but it's an asymmetrical TPU chassis. And what that means is it's strategically made to flex along with the biology of your foot. And the reason that this is important is because a lot of shoes just kind of bend any way, But this is constructed so that your foot, it doesn't bend like a hinge, like on a door. It actually, let me pull my foot up over here and show you. So the heel is basically always locked, but as your foot bends forward and backwards, it bends in different directions because the different bones of your foot kind of bend differently in order to distribute the weight as you're walking and keep your balance. And so the way that the shoe bends when you're walking is not up and down like a hinge, but it bends with your foot. And that causes you to have more stability, it makes you more sure of your footing, and it also gives you a more tactile feel of where you're standing so that you don't lose your balance. The final part of the shoe that I'll talk about is the sole. What you'll see here is immediately an aggressive tread. This is 4.5 millimeter multi-directional lugs with jagged edges that bite down into the ground, whether you're walking over glacier, ice, sand, snow, any direction, uphill, downhill, everything. This thing bites down and keeps you sure-footed. This is something that was on the Wind River 2, it is now on the Wind River 3, and as a tribute to the range, Oboz has inlaid a topographical map of the Wind River Range on the bottom over here, but I would not recommend using this to get around if you're ever going to visit over there. So in conclusion, I want to talk about my experience with this shoe. I've had it for about 35 miles at this point on aggressive technical terrain as well as just some regular hikes, and it feels amazing. I didn't even have to take it off when I stopped, which is usually what I have to do with shoes. It feels lightweight, it bends really well, the traction on it is incredible, it feels incredibly durable as well. Whenever I kicked anything or if I just nudged something, it doesn't even show any wear and tear. I could probably just wipe some of this mud on here off and it'll look completely new because again, it sheds water. So it breathes really well. It was hot. I was in a forest where it was raining, and no matter what, my foot felt great. I was walking lightweight, and I just felt like I could just bite down into everything. So I know from the Wind River 2 that this is a durable shoe. Clearly I haven't had enough time to beat this into the ground yet, but I would like to do a full follow-up at some point in the future and talk about how this shoe wears. In the meantime, I absolutely recommend this shoe. So thank you very much for watching, and check out the Wind River 3 at your local retailer.